Hey guys, guess what? I'm house sitting again. I'm so excited. You guys know how much I love Yogi. And if you watched my December readings, you saw a little bit of him. Now, Yogi has, he heard us talking about him. Hi, this is Yogi. Hi, baby. Oh, you thought that was no fun. Oh, gosh. So this is Yogi, and he has a little friend, Gigi, now. So I get two of them when I babysit. He's a baby boy. So yeah, I'm pretty thrilled. I'm used to having animals in my life, and I haven't had them around for a little bit because I've been moving from place to place for years. And when I get to settle down someday, maybe I'll get a kitty again. Yeah. Anyway, this is so funny because I just went to post this week's video, this week's reading, and I had pre-recorded them like the end of last month. And I went to watch it just to kind of remind myself of what's in there because I tend to talk about it with people. And it it said the funniest thing. It said it's in the extended part. You don't get to see it in the regular part, but it says, don't be surprised if you have an unexpected move, if you move unexpectedly. And sure enough, I had to laugh because I was like, oh, I was making my own prediction. So I am going to be moving, and I don't know where because the house that I'm living in is going to be sold. So it's a good thing. But now I'm kind of up in the air. And of course, this triggers all of my moving and stuff that I've been going through for the past, I've probably moved about 17 times in the last 13 years or something absolutely crazy. So yeah, I was like, I've been here for like 2 years and I've really, really loved it. So I'm just, quit. So yeah, there's that. And the next chapter is going to be beautiful as always. It's always up and better. And so I can't wait to see what's next. But so I wanted to do a talk today on how to handle change, especially something like this where you're just kind of hit from left field. You're just like, what? Course correction. I was going this direction and it was feeling pretty great. And now something's kind of seemingly out of left field. And you might feel for a moment that maybe you're unsupported. I remember back in the day when I used to stress out a lot, something like this would have really knocked me off center and made me feel like, something must have gone wrong. I did something wrong, or like the universe is going to punish me, or not again. I have to move again. Are you kidding me? And all that kind of stuff. This time, it was kind of fun because here comes Gigi. Oh no. But this time it was like, I got excited. I was like, ooh, what's coming next? What does this mean? And I was thinking in terms of like options and possibilities. So I know that some of you kind of struggle when there's a change like this. You're like, but I didn't ever get to my goal in my business, or I didn't get to my, like you feel like a failure in some way, shape, or form. You didn't quite get to the end goal you were seeking. But I'd like to encourage you to look at that a little differently and think of yourself as a king or a queen and just say, okay, we have new information here. So I'm going to go ahead and be wise and pull back and look at the situation from the bigger, broader perspective with a trust in life and knowing that I'm being led to an even better place. And then you could do my exercise, thank you, God, for my misery. So basically, it just consists of, thank you, God, that I have to leave my home that I love. And then you write all the benefits and advantages as to why that's a really great thing. And try to list at least 10 to 15 things. And this could be for anything that you're going through that you don't like necessarily when it happens, or that feels unexpected and it kind of rocks your world. making this list really helps you get in a really good mindset, and helps you realize that you really truly are supported when these things happen. You're not being punished. You're actually being corrected back on course. So apparently, for this next chapter in my life, it's important that I experience X, Y, and Z to come in order to catapult me into bigger, broader waters. Let's just say that. So something incredible is going to happen, and we'll just have to see what that is. So I wrote down a couple of notes. Excuse me, sweetie. And let me see if there's something I didn't mention. Yeah, not seeing it as a failure, kind of just trusting in life that you know that it's all going to turn out for the best. And okay, so it may not be like a major life thing like what I just went through, but it could be, because I know this one feminine, she got blocked on social media from her masculine. And so she's like, I got blocked. That means it's the end. It'll never happen. And she just jumped to all these conclusions. And I said, wait a minute. All you actually know is that you were blocked. That's it. That's the only fact. If you look any more into it than that, you're just believing some kind of story. And I told her, you really never know the truth, because let's say he calls you back and makes up some kind of story as to how that happened or why that happened. You may feel better for a couple days, and then he goes back to blocking you. Or he says, guess what, I'm having an affair. Or guess what, I'm going to go in another direction. Or, you know what I mean? It's like, if we constantly want to have somebody reassure us by telling us the right thing that we want to hear, it's not actually going to make you feel more secure. And it really is an illusion to think that it is secure, because anything changes from day to day, from moment to moment. And so wanting reassurance from somebody else, saying certain words or doing certain things, is not where you're going to find your ultimate reassurance. You're not going to find your ultimate security or foundation. So everything is essentially a placebo. Whether you believe something negative or something positive is all what you're choosing to believe. So you take the blocking and you say, okay, so what caused the blocking? Well, for one, if it's not you doing the blocking, then it's none of your business. That's one thing. Another is just assume that just means he doesn't want to talk right now. You know, it's a very big way of saying I don't want to talk right now, but it's like I don't want to talk right now. So you can just look at it like, I'm just going to respect this and just let it be and put my focus elsewhere and look at doors that are open. It doesn't mean it's the end of the journey forever. It doesn't mean that it's never going to happen for you. It doesn't even mean that he doesn't love you either. It just means he doesn't want to talk right now, and he may be very frightened. A lot of them make, just like us, make very hasty decisions and do something crazy like that. Just because they freak out. And I happen to believe that this masculine did it because he felt like she was being sneaky. And I think he found her profile on Tinder or something like that. So I believe it's because he kind of had a freak out, because he was actually finally starting to open his heart, and he was getting ready to make a commitment to her, and got cold feet real quick, just jumping to conclusions. So I just encouraged her to take a deep breath and not read into any stories about it. And I said, if you're going to read into a story, read it into something positive, no matter what that is. So she could believe that, he's traveling the world and he can't access things right now, or he could just be wanting a temporary, to take a breath, to take some time away to really make the right decision, or to be wise, or, she could just have respect for him and say, oh, okay, well, good for you. You set some boundaries, and that's good. And so you just go figure that out and come to me when you're not so scared or whatever, but whatever story we make up or whatever we tell ourselves, we're either supporting ourselves or we are like working against ourselves and aren't being very loving to ourselves. So it's better to believe something positive. And then when I told her that, she was like, yeah, but what if I'm, making that up, and that's just a phony baloney story. Who cares? If it makes you feel better and helps you get sleep at night, believe it. I mean, either you're going to do something loving for your mentality, or you're going to do something that's going to make you suffer and cry and not be able to sleep and freak out. Okay. So even if it's if you continuously look at it like that, like look at everything from the most positive perspective you can reach for, then you're going to really spare yourself a lot of anguish. So when these things happen, you don't jump to conclusions. You just kind of like sit with it and just say, okay, so I put my focus here, or I put my focus there, or I focus on my career, or I have fun here, and I date other guys, or do whatever I want to do. But essentially, let's say the worst thing happens and he never reaches out to her again, or it's something, whatever would be awful. Like if you're afraid to trust the situation and just let it go and just let it be as it is, you never hear from him again, or whatever the biggest fear is, right? Even if that should happen, and you have a positive mindset and you think that everything works out for you, and that you always believe that things are better, bigger and better and everything, then you're going to keep the possibilities open for better things to come in. And you're going to have your own back, and you're going to tell yourself yet another positive story on top of that one that says, oh, well, that door closed, so something better must be coming, right? And it just keeps going like that. And in this way, you keep yourself happy. You keep yourself afloat. You keep yourself in a positive mindset. And it's not even fooling yourself, because either of them are fooling yourself. Because if you're believing some kind of lie that he hates you now and he'll never speak to you again, you guys are over for good, and whatever other negative lie you want to tell yourself, is still an illusion, because you really don't know, you don't ever really know what's on somebody's mind, no matter what they say to you. People say a lot of things and don't mean it. So you can't really rely on anybody else's word. All you can ever rely on is yourself, your own mentality, what you tell yourself, the stories that you believe. And if you want to go further into that, or see some tools on how to do that, you can look at my other videos on taking personal responsibility, parts 1 and 2. So basically, the key in a time of change is to not jump to conclusions, take a deep breath, relax, see that it's actually for your benefit, get excited about that fact. If my whole world is changing, like, holy crap, like what's about to happen? And we've had some really incredible predictions lately. And if you haven't been watching my readings, do so, because especially the extendeds, because they're talking about like all this abundance coming in, careers flourishing and booming. I mean, some of these divine feminines are becoming famous. Honestly, it's like the most incredible things are happening all over the place. So obviously there's going to have to be shifts in the universe, and you're going to have to get moved around for that to happen, and for the opportunities to usher in some positive new energy that will support you even better. So always see it as a better and better thing. And I know that's kind of scary when you've had like a set of negative things happen over a period of time, but trust me, you can retrain your brain. You know, I used Byron Katie's work to do that for years. And you can let go of, it's almost like the negative beliefs, like that something's about to get you or the other shoe's about to drop. It will haunt you, and it has a certain momentum built up over time. It's like you're in the habit of believing something bad could happen anytime, you know, and that momentum is there. So you have to make, when you decide that you want to start being more supportive and loving to yourself, you have to decide at some point, I'm not going to believe that bullshit anymore. And it's bullshit, all of it. You know, it's like, I choose what I believe. I choose what I think. Don't just willy-nilly go believing anything that your mind throws at you, because trust me, your ego will try to get you frightened. Your ego will tell you you don't have enough money. Your ego will tell you that you don't have enough this or enough that, or that, you know, it'll get caught up in all of these little dumb worries that really don't matter. And if you get to a high vibe place, things just magically work out. It's amazing. I've seen it. And so I've taken myself from a scarcity, poverty mindset to just knowing that everything is completely in support of me, no matter what it looks like. It's just awesome. And when you get to this state, this stage, it's like everything works out. It's incredible. I mean, I'm getting so many offers of places to live. I'm like, I mean, every minute it's like my phone is going off about somebody else who heard something and I could go here and I could do this. And it's just, I didn't have that before. I felt all alone. I felt like so scared, and I felt like nobody cared about me and nobody really, I just felt very alone for many, many years. And now it's like, it's just proof. It's just proof that when you believe everything works out for you, it does. So one of the things that you can do to kind of also, aside from that exercise, one thing you can do to kind of get in a good space, like as you're falling asleep, because that's the most important part. You don't want to be losing sleep at a time of great change. Well, for one, make a list of everything, all the loose ends that need to get tied up, because there's going to be those. So, I don't know, just, anything that would keep you awake at night that you wake up going, oh my gosh, stressing about that needs to happen and that needs to happen first and this and that. Write it all down so that you get it out of your head and on paper. And then the next day you're able to start knocking off some of those things you can. And then the other thing is to touch your heart as you're going to bed and just close your eyes and say, I love you to yourself. Just touch your heart and just be like, I love you. I love you so much that no matter what happens, nothing can rock your world in a negative way. I've got your back. And just love the hell out of yourself so much that you're just like buzzing from it. You do this to, get really present in the moment. Forget about any kind of troubles or any kind of negative stories. Get yourself in a super happy, grateful state. That's going to bring in more things to be grateful for in your life. And it's going to bring solutions like you can't believe. Pray, say, please show me the truth in all things if you feel like you need some truth and honesty about something. Pray that, thank you, God, so much for all the options, all the incredible options. Or thank you so much for bringing me to a much better place. Thank you so much, and just pour out the love and the gratitude for what you don't even have yet. If you know what I mean. It's like praying as if you already have it and it's already here, and make it, create it, manifest it. So I hope that helps you guys and brings you some peace. I know so much, it wasn't, obviously not just me. It's like I did readings all day, all these last 3 days this weekend at the Lighthouse. And it was just like one person after another. Looks like I'm going to have to move. It looks like I'm going to have to move. Looks like I'm going to have to move. Looks like I'm going to have to. I'm like, yeah, all of us are we're all like doing this little musical chairs thing. So if you're going through that, welcome to the mix. So it's just all about scooting into the right place with the right vibration and not panicking, and seeing all change as good. All right, you guys, have a good night. You'll have more yogi soon. I'm going to make more of these videos while I've got the privacy. And so have a beautiful night or day or morning, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, if you want a private reading, go to amysatori.com/services. I do have space for some readings. If you guys want to book a reading, I'd be happy to do that. I got lots of different options. A quick relationship spread, just in a few minutes, you can see where you're at in your relationship. So there's something for everybody on there if you are seeking answers and wanting to connect with me. So, all right, talk to you next time. Bye.